Why?
What?
It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too, so this is a real one? Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
Oh, of course, so that all of us can get out. Yeah, that's probably right, right?
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it. Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
Yeah, he didn't say that. He said seek a door with a 9.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers, 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1, 2, 7, 8 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2, 3, 4, 9 and 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be.
I thought about that because if he wanted to just kill us, he just could do it easily.
Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other. This game was designed for that purpose. This nonary game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
I mean, we can't make 9, can we? Santa's 3, Ace is 1. I'm 5 and June is 6, so 11, 14. No, we don't have the ability to do that.
Huh? Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
No, we need to find the others.
The 4. Wait, don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
Okay, so we have Ace, Santa, Junpei, and June. 5, 3, and 1. That's it. That's the only combination, and that leaves June. I can't do that.
No, we gotta go back.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest. Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh.
Because who would want to go to Atlanta, am I right?
You guys.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
even with all 7 of us.
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Come to think of it, what is this room? We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around. Huh. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Another coffin?
A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
Is that gonna have Alice in it?
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
What do we do
Look,
now?
it's...
Seven and Lotus.
We've got a problem.
What's that?
Clover is gone.
That is a problem.
What? What do you mean, gone?
When?
Why?
You 2 went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
Huh.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. We figured that much.
Well, then where is she?
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah. She's not here.
Well, this is gonna take a while,
No, she isn't.
so we may run out of time.
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
I do not like how quiet it is.
All right. I'm thinking we should probably split up.
Never do that.
I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck.
Never do that.
June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Oh.
There's no time to get
sure,
mushy,
right,
Akane.
Jumpy.
This music is new.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Really don't like how quiet it is. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place. June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, and her skin smooth and pale as always. It was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe, and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus, slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning, she had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, then? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone!
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. One, you escape from this ship. Two, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the backside of the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whomever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when... he heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. Ugh. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at the body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. You're not even gonna let me see who it was. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty, white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon, it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. So that's it? It just ends? Bad end, I'd say so. Oh, thanks for the achievement. Boy. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys, so now it's time for me to stop fibbing a little bit. So, what you guys who are sharp may have noticed that I probably made some slip-ups, but that acknowledged that I knew what was going on and that I knew other things that I shouldn't have. I tried to edit that out as best as I could, but I couldn't get all of them. What can you do? So, as you guys have no doubt surmised, the idea of the game is that you have to play it multiple times. Like, you have to get all the endings. Well, you don't have to get all the endings, but you have to get most of them, and you have to have gone down through all these different branches, and it is very important that you have received certain bits of information in order to be able to do so. Now, as you can see, most of these are already filled out, so I've already played most of the game, but there are still some question marks, and that is where I need to go next. I need to check out 2 other routes that I can possibly take. No. 1, 2, 3 other routes that I can possibly take. No, even more past that. Okay. And then from that point on, I can finally, and hopefully, will have found all the information and learned all of the information that I need in order to get to the true ending of the game. Now, I'm not going to go into any more depth than that, other than to say that, remember, this was not here in the first game. This branching pathway flow chart only came about in the second game of the series. So, you had to play the game a minimum of 4 times. I think I probably played it like 7 or 8 because I messed up. And you had to chart the whole thing, and oh, it was a nightmare. But in the second one, there's like many, many, many more endings. So they decided to play it nicer on you, and it looks like they kept the same thing for the fans for the first game. So that's kind of cool. I wish they would give you the option that you could turn it on or off at the very beginning. You know, keep the original form. But that makes it easier for me to be able to show you guys everything about the game, and without me having to record scores and scores of scenes that you don't need. So, with that being said, guys, we're right back to the beginning. No, I'm just kidding. That's how it would go in the DS. You just get sent right back to the beginning. And the interesting thing to ask is, are you somehow traveling through time? Or through something else?
What the?
Or maybe
Ow!
maybe you're not traveling at all. And one last thing I forgot to mention, I can now instantly go to any of those story points that have been filled in, or action times that have been filled in. I can't click on the question marks, but I can go to any of those and continue from that point forward. So instead of the little games I played with you so far, I'm going to be much more upfront now. And I'm going to be like, okay, so we need to go here and do this. So we need to go here and do that. So from this point on, guys, kind of like what I said with Danganronpa 2, if you really want to experience this game and play it for yourself, please do. Because from this point, I've already shown you too much, but from this point on, like I said, there's going to be unforgivable spoilers that will give away a lot of the mystery and the whole point of this story, which, like I keep saying, I absolutely love. So, for those of you who do want to experience it for yourself, please go get the game. I believe it is either $29.99 or $39.99 on Steam for PC. It's also on PS Vita, and it might eventually come into PS4 network. I don't know. But it's available. It's out there. Check it out if you want to. Otherwise, thank you for joining me, and I'll continue to produce this and hopefully make an experience where you'll all get to understand just how awesome this game is. When it all comes together, guys, it's so good. But in the meanwhile, again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. My name is Kronos006, and I'm signing off for now. Take care.